Hello, welcome back to Funtime Crafts 24/7. This is a project share video, and what I'm sharing with you today is the projects that I made from day one of Anna Griffin Create 10 event. The Anna Griffin Create 10 or Create events are a 3-day jam-packed, fun-filled event where you get shipped 2 boxes full of the most awesome and beautiful collection of crafts. She goes through the 3 days with you and shows you how to put everything together, and you make some really amazing things. And so today, Friday, was day one of the event, and the first 3 classes that we did, it's the whole day. You do 3 classes each day. They're like a couple hours long. You get an hour break in between each of the classes, and you just make some really beautiful stuff. And so the first class was the Eyelet Elegant class that we made cards in. And her crafting events, the first project in the class is generally like the easiest. It goes the beginner, intermediate, and then expert type level, and they just exponentially get harder, and then they get a little bit more difficult or more involved towards the end of the event. So by day 3, you're doing some pretty amazing things and using a lot of the skills that she teaches you at the beginning. Yeah, I mean, gosh, it was so fun, and everything we made was so pretty. So this was the first card we made. This is my spin on it. And you just learned how to do all this integrating the ribbon and texture and stuff into the card and doing different layers. This card's left blank inside. The other ones I actually did embellish up a bit. I think this was card 2. I think this was card 2. And this is my version of it. I didn't do it exactly like she did. And primarily it was because I really loved the card base, which was the Phoebe paper. And I thought if I laced up the center, I would be able to see the paper more, but no bueno. It didn't work how I thought it was, but I still think this card came out really, really pretty nonetheless. And these all I embellished on the inside as well, just because I had a little bit more time. That was a last minute, spare the moment one there, because this was actually my first card because I wanted to do Christmas, and I love the base, and I just love how she did this whole weaving technique with the ribbon and stuff. I just think that is so pretty, and so this was actually my first card. And then I made this one, and then this one, and then I made that one. So yeah, and so I didn't have enough time to embellish the inside of that card. But I'll go back and do that before I ship it off. And yeah, see, we learned this weaving. Hers went across, and I wanted to go diagonal, kind of like a pie, or the like a basket. I love the basket weave. I love the idea of this. I think this is so stinking fun, and just really pretty. These are some of, I was trying different layers and flavors of things, and so that's how I ended up with some of the pieces that I did create. But yeah, this so pretty. Look at the dimension. 7 layers of Anna, absolutely gorgeous. And then you throw that texture element of the ribbon. Yeah, this was really fun. And so yeah, and so then there's this one, and I love the combination of colors on this one. Gosh, I can't believe how beautiful this actually came out. It's so pretty. So there's those. And then the second class we did was a tags class, which these look like ornaments to me. I kept calling them ornaments because they look like ornaments and not tags. Like, I might just end up keeping these and hanging them on my tree. They are so beautiful. But actually, these were the first ones here. We had to do this technique. This actually cut out solid in the center, and so we ended up having to cut the center out like with an X-Acto knife and stuff. I actually double stacked mine. One of these layers was supposed to go on the back, but I didn't want to do that. I wanted to give it even more dimension, and so that's what I did. And then I ended up making this one because isn't that paper gorgeous? And 2 layers, gutted both, and did 2 layers of that gold, and like, right, isn't that, are these so pretty? You cannot go wrong. with any of this stuff, no matter how you meld it. Put my spin on this one again. This was the first one I made of this one, but I glued it all down and it's like super stinking flat. She had a really cool technique to cut the snowflake out, except I didn't like the fact that there was a crease down the middle of it. Because you folded the paper, then you cut it out, and it made an exact replica of each side of the snowflake. So I just hand trimmed mine, and I think, they're handmade tags. I think it still looks super, super pretty, and I don't think anybody's is even going to notice it. And so that's these. And then the really cool one is this one here. This one, check this out. It's like total honeycombed, and I did this one just a tad differently. I don't know as if I used the proper layers or not. I'm not sure. But anyways, this for the most part is what she had. And there might have been one extra embellishment I didn't put on there. But instead of putting adhesive on the entire back layer, I actually did it more honeycomb style, where I just put adhesive on the very edge of the paper in the center. And that way you could flare out the ends of the paper to where you could see both sides of the paper, and it looked like it had more layers, like a honeycomb. I really embraced the idea of the honeycomb. I just think that is so stinking fun, and that's what to me makes this look like a Christmas ornament. Like that looks like you could hang that on your Christmas tree, right? And so I made that one, and then I made this one, and love this paper there again. So I gutted the inside. This actually cuts out, but I hand trimmed the inside with the X-Acto knife, and is my sticker might be coming off. I don't think I glued that down. Whoops. And but then same thing. Did up the honeycomb papers, and I what it is I just really wanted to see that paper because it's so pretty. And so yeah, so did the honeycomb layers. Still just put the adhesive on the center, and then flared these out to give it a little bit more oomph, a little bit more dimension. And I just think that is so fun. And I would totally hang this on my Christmas tree, right? Isn't that just beautiful and fun? Okay, so there's those. And now the pièce de résistance, the last class of the day, is the calendar class. She had you make a calendar, which was calendar pages. There was a box that came with the calendar that you stored the pages in, and then you were supposed to make an easel that displayed the current month's page. I was looking for something that didn't take up so much room on my desk. I also thought what a shame it would be at the end of the year to have to throw out, essentially, because I wouldn't keep it, a desk calendar that was so beautiful. And I thought, well, is there a way that we could turn it into an album as well, and that way it would be a keepsake also. And so I ended up creating this that just sits on my desk like this. And what it is, I put a clear cover on the front. I used my multi-cinch tool to bind the top of it. And then what I did was I instead put it on a base, a magnetic base that opens up to the calendar, right? These little flaps flip over and they magnetize together like so. And then I could just set this on my desk for each month, right? I've got my beautiful pen. I purchased that off of Amazon that matches it wonderfully. And so I can write in special little notations of what happened or events or whatnot. And the idea is that you would either go through the entire year and writing, all your little special things on for the year. And then at the end of the year, you go back and on each of the months, you circle the special date, you write on the calendar week lines, and add collaged photos at the top. The idea was to add collaged photos on the top because each back of the calendar page has that beautiful faded rose paper. And I was like, gosh, what a waste. But what if we collaged photos on that, added a journaling card, or you could add a journaling card down here or just write down here, circling the date. You could say who the people were, what you did, and all that kind of stuff. And it would be like a calendar photo journal. And I have an Instaprint printer that I Bluetooth my phone up to. And when you print them out, they print out little 2x3 photos and in color, and they have adhesive back on them, so you literally, like, you could go every month that you were going to go. Every time you would turn the page over, you could actually undo the album, unmagnetize the album, flip it over, add your photos, write your special little details about it, and then turn to the next month, and that way at the end of the year you would be all ready, and you would have a beautiful photo album at the end of the year to flip through and go back and remember all the fun things that you did for the whole year. And it would already be a keepsake, because then you flip it back over and it magnetizes. There's room to be able to expand and add all the photos or memorabilia or whatnot. And then there's even a plastic protector on the front and the back. So I just thought this was a really fun way to be able to allow the calendar to do double duty, and take up less space on my desk. Was pretty much the idea. And so this is pretty much my version. Today for this class, she taught you how to use the calendar stamps, and then showed you how to embellish, because these pages were actually already all done. So I went ahead and just embellished it my way because of how the binding is. Hers were really pretty and stuck off the top and were really dramatic. But I couldn't do that with the spine, so, which did not bother me at all, because I'm going to end up with a beautiful keepsake at the end of it all. And I love the fact that this actually will lay flat, because this is magnetic and will open back up, and I can write on it as well. So if I want to add a special date or information, details, or whatever, like journal on it, I can do that, and it makes it super, super simple. So here is all the little pages that I did, and thought it came out pretty darn fun. And she had all the little stickers for like all the little special things. I haven't added all of it. I just added a few that I could remember off the top of my head, and that sort of thing. So yeah, so this is how I ended up decorating. I mean, look at the gold. It's so pretty. I think we can recreate these pages with the actual stamps, and the blank pages. I think I can put them in the scan and cut. And I think the scan and cut, because I have on mine, I purchased a foil and a drawing feature. It has a drawing feature, and I purchased a foil feature. And so I can actually foil it like this is, I'm pretty sure. I'm going to try it. I'm going to do a test run on it. But yeah, I thought, man, how fun would that be? Because this is a 7x7 calendar, and this is really cool, to be able to replicate this again. And she gives you the stamps, so you could even then foil all of it. Like, you could stamp all of them for the new year, and then foil it, have it draw it and foil it on the scan and cut. Would be so cool. You'd have to get new, obviously new papers and embellishments, but like, how fun is that? And then you still get to use the calendar, and so you just have to make sure that the plastic is on the back, and then it's got some nice big magnets in between the pages, and that's why it can fold over on each other, because I made it to where they were opposite, like how you're supposed to, and so then they're opposite when they flip back. And so yeah, how fun is that? And then this, like, come on, a jeweled pin from Amazon. Yeah, that's awesome, and just so Anna, right? But anyhow, so those are the projects. That is what we got to indulge in and have fun and make today, and what a blast. Yeah, I mean, just talk about so much fun. I didn't have time to do the craft room today. I actually don't get involved in the craft room just because I generally have quite a few things I need to tend to after the event. Here we get done about 3-ish, 3:30-ish. And so, with wanting to do the video to do the project share, and then all the other stuff I need to tend to for work and stuff, I don't end up participating in the craft room. But I hear it is a blast, and I believe it is, just because all them girls are so fun. The chat was awesome. I could chat today. For me, the internet worked pretty decent. For my mom, the beginning wasn't great. It was super glitchy for her. and she still, but by the towards the second class though, it actually worked pretty good. She could hear it on her own computer. She couldn't participate in chat, and I could every now and again, but once there was a lot of people back on during the class, I couldn't participate in the chat. It My computer just wouldn't it just would do the circle of death and then just like brain fart out. It just wouldn't do it. And so but that was okay because I had a blast just being there listening, hearing all the speakers. And this time Anna, she actually she crafted it. There was no adhesive fairy this time. She still had Sarah, do the replay process so we could like catch up and stuff if we needed to and things like that. She did the cut instructions, like the replay of the cutting was actually in between the classes. And so she didn't actually go through all of that in the beginning of class like she normally did. She just jumped right in and got right straight to the projects, so there was more time, and she showed you more techniques and how she did it. Honestly, she was just right there in the middle. Oh, that's not how. Oh, I didn't do that right, and all those kind of things, like what normal crafters do. Not everything comes out perfect, and oh yeah, that's right, I forgot I was supposed to do this. So you got to see that, you got to experience it with her, and it just made it more fun because it was like super real. It was almost like you were crafting in her craft room with all of them. So it was really fun. It was really, really fun. So there it is there. That's my take. That's the fun that we got to have on the first day. Let me know if you are participating and what your favorite project is. And what do you want to see? My mom wants me to do a tutorial on the calendar so she can do the base. And I think the cards and the tags are pretty self-explanatory, but if you do want something shared, I could try to get a video on that. But I am going to do one on the treat boxes to do the shadow, the treat boxes for the hats, and and the theater card, the one where all the girls slide, where you have the sliding mechanisms. I'll do one on that because that was pretty tricky, even for me. Most things don't get me, but that one got me. That was like, it took me a while to figure that one out. But I got it. I figured out what they did and how they did it. So there was that. And I think that was it. Oh, and then the corset, I wasn't sure. I don't think I'm gonna do one on that one. So I think it's pretty much just gonna be, the fan. That's right, the fan class. I was gonna do the fan, the box for the hats, the candy box. I'm turning the hat box into a candy box as well, a easel card candy box. So the box for that was going to be a tutorial for the scan and cut. The candy hat box I was going to do. The fans I was going to do because my mom wanted that one. The calendar, the shadow box for the treat box, and then the theater card, but only the one where the ladies move on the inside, which is really stinking fun. And after you do the second theater card, the first one you go back to, it's kind of boring. So I added like a whole bunch of flowers to it that were already left in it, and some gems and stuff for a stopper on the sides. So yeah, that was pretty fun. But okay, anyways, that's for tomorrow. I'll show you what I came up with that, and oh my gosh, it is so stinking fun. And if you haven't joined an event, I suggest you do it. It is so, so fun. If you can do it, it is definitely worth it because we had a ball. And look at all this pretty stuff, right? Like, look at all the pretty things. It was really fun. But anyhow, thanks for hanging out. And until next time, everyone, happy crafting. Bye-bye.